Kris Ann, I was going to say a constitutional lawyer. That might be a slight understatement, is it not?
I actually refer to myself as a missionary to the people of the United States in defense of the Constitution. I am an attorney. I'm a licensed attorney. I don't practice law anymore. I simply travel the country and teach the proper understanding of the Constitution, what our framers intended us for us to have, and where our federal government has gone sorely amiss.
But it's not like Obama came in and screwed everything up.
Oh, no.
There's a great book out called Theodore and Woodrow by Judge Andrew Califano, Fox News, and talks about what started more than 100 years ago with Theodore Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson, and how the federal government has kept encroaching, and then the other Roosevelt. I mean, my granddad called Teddy the good Roosevelt and Franklin the evil one, but he
not
said...
Not so true.
Huh?
Not so much. They're not so different, actually.
Yeah, that's true, but a different level of public relations. Teddy was all in favor of big business, and they benefited from that at the time. We didn't look at it as individuals.
Well, he was also in favor of stealing the property rights from the people in the name of sustainable development.
Yeah, that too, and most people aren't aware of that. And I'm looking at this going, okay, let's take his little furry face off of Mount Rushmore now. When you look at all the encroachment that happened there, so let's bring it to the future. Let's bring it to the present. The hot button item is firearms, the Second Amendment, and all these people are saying, well, the Second Amendment was about muskets. And then my response to that is the First Amendment is about a printing press. So if you're on radio or TV, you are so screwed, dude. But that's really
right.
not what it is it?
No, because they're timeless principles. The Second Amendment is about defending yourself from tyrants. You do not bear arms to hunt, skeet shoot, collect, or even to protect you from the robber on the street. You bear arms, as Patrick Henry said, to overthrow tyrants.
To overthrow tyrants. And so far we've been pretty successful with external tyrants. Now there's some concern we have to worry about internal tyrants. But the tyranny, and they come back and say, well, this tyranny of gun violence, and of course it's the gun's fault that these shootings happen. And I would say that there are nasty, violent people in our society, and there always have been nasty, violent people.
Well, they don't have guns. They don't have the same gun rights that we have in China that we have here in the United States. And they're having a rash of murders in their schools, with school children being stabbed to death, because the depravity of man means that we will murder because of wicked people do wicked things. And as a prosecutor for almost 9 years, it's difficult to actually convince people to understand that criminal laws don't prevent crimes, they punish criminals. And the only thing that prevents a crime is a moral person.
Yeah, absolutely true. We're talking with Kris Ann Hall. I again describe her as a constitutional lawyer. I would say maybe an acolyte, a true believer of the faith, and someone who carries the flame, continues to carry the flame. And what are you bringing to the town hall meeting tonight?
Well, I'm going to bring the true constitutional perspective of the Second Amendment, not what the judges and lawyers say the Constitution means, but what exactly the framers of this nation thought, and possibly, some of the reasons why our courts have become corrupted in favor of the federal government, and the real common sense debate that has to do with the real supremacy clause and the real application of the Second Amendment, and not some contrived thing. Because I firmly believe that the framers of this nation had gun control in mind when they wrote the Second Amendment. So absolutely.
Wow.
Gun control for the framers was that the federal government should never outarm the people.
The government should never outarm the people. That's what I call balance more than anything else. We're going to look forward to seeing you tonight. Kris Ann Hall, got a website you want to plug?
Sure. It's KrisAnnHall.com, KrisAnnehall.com. I've written over almost 200 articles on these types of issues, and you can catch me on Facebook there, too.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing you tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Have an uneventful trip from Panama City up here, and
I will.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Kris Ann. It's